Welcome to Wake Up ATL. This morning, I know I'm late, but guess what? I'm here and we finna talk about it today. This morning, respect to Jerry Spears, too big for skinny jeans. Shawana William, Brian Robinson, Tommy, Kenyon 28. We building over here. Respect to everybody in the building. Good morning. We finna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that one verse they left out, the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem. How many, if how many of you all in the chat knew about that missing verse in the Star Spangled Banner? If you knew about that missing verse in the Star Spangled Banner, put a one in the chat. We're gonna talk about it. 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 And it was written in 1814, remember? Put one in the chat if you Bonnie, Kinley, respect. Who know about the Star Spangled Banner? Who know about the Star Spangled Banner? The one verse in this the Star Spangled Banner that gives me pause. Yeah, original. Yeah, Jessica, you're right. A slave owner. Yes, it was, Tommy. It was. Here's the part I was talking about here, and we're gonna break this. We're gonna break this down. That's what I said. Although I was in the military, I'm a veteran, right? But I did what I had to do. But here's the part I'm talking about. And where is that man who is voluntarily sworn that the havoc of war and the battle confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more. Their blood will wash out their foul footsteps pollution. Who are they talking about? Melanie, respect. Who are they talking about? Their blood was washed out. Their blood had washed out their foul footstep pollution. Who they were talking about in that? And furthermore, it goes on to say, no referee could save the hireling as slave. Who were the slaves? Who were the slaves back then? Our ancestors were the slave. For the terror of flight, of the gloom of the grave. Now, why did they conspicuously left out that part right there? They kind of left out that part, right? Then it goes, and the Star Spangled Banner in Trump doth wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Over the land of the free. Who are they talking about? And who are they talking about? They sure weren't talking about us being free. They weren't talking about us being free. They weren't talking about us being free. They weren't even talking about us home of the brave. We were not home of the brave. Yeah, we were. Some of us was already over here. Some of us already was Indian. We were already natives to this country over here. So they were talking about it's 2 cents there. Land of the free, which the land was free when we was over here, for they came. Then Then it was home of the free. Now, what do that mean to y'all when they say home of the brave, land of the free? Are we free still? Are we free still? No, we're not. We're not free. If we were free, the stuff that go on in this modern time would be going on. That would be trying to hold everything else in our life. We would be getting shot and killed if that what it really mean, which it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. The home of the brave, land of the free. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that verse. Let's go back to the verse. Go back to the verse. Go back to that verse. From the terror of, they said, no refuge could save the heavenly and the slave. They didn't want to save us. They're not trying to save us. To this day, they are not trying to save us. They're not trying to save us. I'll see you later. What's up? What's up? What's up? They're not trying to save us. They were trying to save us. They be doing it today. They weren't trying to save us back then. You're right, Tommy. Some of us are already here. Everybody welcome. I'll see you later in the house. Welcome to the Wake Up ATL. I am your host, D Truth. Says D Love. We got 9 River folks in the house. About 9 River families in the house. And we got 20 Nation folks in the house. So I got 2 families in the house. But think about this though. Think about this. If that Star Spangled Banner were really meant for us as dark skinned folks, see, let's go take a look at. I'm finna take a look at. Let's go break it out. We're finna break it all down. Let's go take a look at the author that we're finna break it down. We're finna break it down. Hear me out. We are, Tommy. Some of us are the real true Americans. I'm gonna break this down right here. Here's the translation. As a result of its immigration of to the United States and the incorporation of non-English speaking people into the country, the lyrics of the song have been translated to other languages. In 1861, it was translated to German. The Liberal Congress has also recorded a Spanish language version, blah, 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 blah. The third verse of the album has also been translated into Latin. With regard to indigenous language of North America, there are versions in Navajo. Okay. We're gonna take a look at. We should take a look at the author of this. We should take a look at the author of this. The national anthem. See, this it was a poem written on September 14, 1814 by 35-year-old lawyer, amateur poet Francis Scott Key after witnessing the bombardment of freight made by British ships of the Royal Navy out of Baltimore Harbor in the river during the Battle of Baltimore. In the War of 1812, Key was inspired by the large U.S. flag with 15 stars and 15 stripes known as the Star Spangled Banner flying triumphantly over the fort during the U.S. victory. All right, let's go take a look at Francis Scott. Let's go take a look at Francis Scott Keys. They're gonna take a look at Francis Scott Key. Let's take a look at Francis Scott Keys. Okay, Francis Scott Key, born on August 1st, 1779, and died on July 11th, 1843, was an American lawyer, author, and amateur poet from Frederick, Maryland. Best known as the author of the text of the United States National Anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Key, as we know that. His son with Key became as known as the Star Spangled Banner and slowly gained in a popularity as an official theme after finally achieving status more than a century later under President Herbert Hoover as the national anthem. Let's see. Let's see if they tell the good part. The part about him being he owns here we go. Key owned slave from 1800, during which time abolitionists ridiculed his words, claiming that America was more like the land of the free and home of the oppressed. We still like the we are not in the land of the free. Still in the land of the oppressed. We still is the home of the oppressed. See, that where Keys he was looking at from the white man's, the Caucasian eyes back then, where some people still look at it from that way, that we are. We are less than human. We are less than the animals. We are treated as so. Even our women, our melanated queens are treated as so. We are treated as non-human. See, that, see, yes, I was in the military. Yes, I used to be foolish. I had to do what I had to do in the military. Salute while the national after been played. And my foolish when I was younger too, had to put my heart on my chest. Stand at attention when I was younger for the national anthem. Till I started learning, till I got out, till I started learning what the real meaning of that national anthem means. That national anthem is not made for us. That national anthem is not made for us. It wasn't written for us. See, they took that verse out to make us to pacify us, to make us feel good. No, all we want to know is the truth. And I'm giving you the truth today, this morning. I'm speaking truth this morning. Respect Pam M. See, this right here, listen what it said. He owned slaves. The writer, the author of this, our national anthem, owned slaves. He owned slaves. Okay. And guess what? As district attorney, he suppressed abolitionists, and in 1836 he lost a case against Reuben Crandall, where he accused the defendant abolitionist publication of instigating slaves to rebel. How the hell you instigate a person to rebel? How you instigate it? Well, you're not treating somebody right. They're gonna rebel. Let's take the children for instance. Let's take kids for instance. When they really want something, you tell them no, what they gonna do? They're gonna act out, right? They're gonna try everything that they in their power to get what they want. How are you gonna try to prosecute somebody for rebelling against something they know is wrong? Enslaving minority kings and queens over here is wrong. We're wrong. Right now, some of us still enslaved in our mind of what's going on. We're so oblivious to what's going on in this world. We still are enslaved. Madeline, now you see why now, don't you? Hotel, motel. We know what Thomas Jefferson said, but guess what? It's all men and women created equal. If all races were created equal, we'd be going through the shit we're going through now, and the jail would be filled up a whole lot of innocent melanated people. I'm gonna keep reading. He was also a leader of the American colonization side which sent free slaves to Africa. Okay. Why you send the free slave back to Africa? Well, why you send the free slave to Africa for? So you didn't want them rebelling and taking over. See, we got to wake up, people. We got to wake up to this nonsense that we are less than. We got to wake up to the nonsense that we're not better than other people, other nationalities, other races. We got to wake up. Because if you don't wake up, you're still going to be asleep. It's going to be left behind. See, Madeline Johnson, let me tell you something about that. Let me tell you something about that. I'm put Madeline Johnson comment up here. I'm gonna put this comment up here. And we're gonna talk about that comment. We're finna talk about that comment. Madeline said she was to leave the classroom and stand in the hallway until they were done. Okay. Madeline, your big mama told you that? Or did the teacher tell you that? Which one told you that? Because if it came from Big Mama, I understand. But the teacher told you that, she was wrong. She was dead ass wrong. If the teacher told you that, and anybody school administration told you that, they were dead ass wrong. Because what is freedom of speech? Okay, your Big Mama. Okay, I understand why she said it. Because guess what? If you wouldn't have put it away, if you wouldn't have did, if the teacher would have told you to leave the room, it's a different story. See, I know your teachers had something to say about it. No, they had something to say about it, but they don't understand. When you start know this stuff, when older people tell you this stuff about what's been going on in these, what written in the day was written for us. It wasn't written for us. How the hell that gonna be written for us when everything and all things is not written for us? That wasn't written for us. Let's keep going. And then he want to see the free slave back to Africa. Some of the free slave wasn't. Some of the slave wasn't from Africa. Some of our ancestors was from Africa. Some of our ancestors were from here. So you gonna send pack the free ancestors up and send them back to Africa, which they know nothing about that land? Come on, man. Get real about it. We get real about it this morning. It's open discussion this morning. The link is at the top of the page. He freed some of his slaves in 1830, paying one ex-slave as his foreman to supervise his other slave. That is Sambo's right there, my friend. I'm getting tired of people calling other melanated people of their community Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was a good brother who fought people like Sambo. Respect really is one respect. He fought Sambo's. Sambo's the one that turned their back on you. Go, every time you turn around, go tell. We'd have told the white man what you was doing or not doing. Do we have some symbols in our life? Do we have some symbols at work? Do we have some symbols on these social media outlets? See, they doing what the Caucasian want them to do. I don't care if they listen or not. I don't care if they listen or not, because I'm breaking the truth. The truth hurts, don't it? You're right, man. Tell me said the same thing. I don't been saying the same thing for I don't know how long. There were melanated people already here. How you just like Queen E. Jane said, how can you discover something when the people were already here? It was already discovered. You came over here and took over this land, and the home of the free, the home of the brave. Goddamn, it ain't no home of the free, the home of the brave. It's the land of the oppressed and the home of the oppressed. Y'all don't hear what I'm talking about. If y'all understand what I'm talking about, put a one in the chat. See, we going. Hey, I'm gonna preach this morning. I'm gonna preach this morning. See, then this is what he want to try to do right here. Check this out. This is what he want to try to do. He publicly criticized slavery and gave free legal representation to some slaves seeking freedom, but he also represented owners of runaway slaves. At the same time of his death, he owned 8 slaves. You're right. Think about it. He represented slaves, but he also represented owners of runaway slaves. But he owned slaves too. How you gonna publicly criticize? How you publicly criticize slaves and representing slaves? I can see you, and you representing the owners of runaway slaves. How can you represent playing two sides of the ball? But I'm like this. I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust him to be my lawyer. I wouldn't trust him to be my damn lawyer. If I'd rather go get locked up. Cupid, respect. I would rather go get locked up to have him represent me. Let's go look at Key and the slavery. We talk about the Star Spangled Banner, but we get a breakdown of where his head was at when he wrote this. Check this out. Key purchased his first slave in 1800 or 1801. He owned 6 slaves in 1820. He freed 7 of his slaves in 1830s, and he owned 8 slaves when he died. So he owned 6 slaves, right, in 1820. And he freed 7 of his slaves in 1830. So, other way, he had about 13 slaves, right? By my calculation. And he owned 8 slaves when he died. So technically, he had over 20 some slaves. He had 20 some slaves. I know some people don't want to hear about this. And guess what? We talking about this. Wake up ATL. We waking up to this. I told you last night when I was playing my jazz, I was relaxed mode. What am I talking about? The 15 best R&B songs of all time. And 33 best R&B songs of all time. I will relax. When I play with jazz, I will relax. The day we coming out with the truth. See, they don't want us to know about this, about that other stanza about the Star Spangled Banner when they talk about slaves, which he owned slaves. See, one of his freed slaves continued to work for him for wage as his foreign foreman supervising several slaves. Sambo, you working for your the one that used to own you for a wage and keep an eye on the other slaves. Did you try to help them get their freedom, Sambo? Did you help them try to escape, Sambo, out of that slavery situation? He passed the gun line, boss. He passed the gun line, boss. Boss said, you got to continue work. Continue doing what you're doing on this form. You better let boss find out. Oh, wait, boss going to find out because you're going to tell him. Sambo. I got a question. If any of y'all detected in the lie I just told, put a one in the chat. Have y'all detected a lie I have told about the Star Spangled Banner so far, about the national anthem so far? That national anthem is racist as all I do. That national anthem is as racist as look. That trees outside is green, as the sky is blue, as we see it. That national is racist. I don't know what. It's not meant for us. Who think is that national anthem written for us, or for us, or anything else for us? No, that wasn't meant for us. It wasn't meant for us. Talk about slaves, glorifying slavery, but you yet want to represent slaves, then also want to represent the owners of the runaway. Then you want to hire the man who used to be your slave, free slave, stay working for your wages, looking over other slaves. That was just trying to, that kind of like trying to keep the other Monday folks in check. Keep them in check. Keep them in check. King also represented several slaves seeking their freedom, as well as several slave owners seeking return of their runaway slave. Like I said, how in the hell can you represent free slave who want to get their freedom and represent a slave owner who want to try to keep slave? Represent a slave owner who try to hire you to get their runaway slave back. Tell me how do that work? You know what happens if you guy trying to fist with what happen? You're gonna slip and fall. You're gonna get split right down the middle of that, and that shit gonna hurt. You're right, Tommy. Guess what? You know what the modern day slavery is right now. See, we get locked up. Check this out. When you get locked up, right? When you go to prison, when you go to prison, there's some places you get paid wages, but there's some places you don't get paid wages. Right? Places you get paid wages, and where you're getting paid non-wages for working outside the prison walls. It's modern day slavery. It's a money making business. Building prison is a money making business. The more people that are in prison, the more money you make from the state and the federal government. The people make who build it is. Stop me. Somebody stop me. Because I'm spilling all the tea this morning. I'm spilling all the tea this morning. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Key was one of the executions of John Randolph or Reynolds will, which freed his 400 slaves, and Key fought to enforce the will for the next decade to provide the free slave with land to support themselves. Oh, so he want to be generous now. He want to be generous. He executed Wheeler John Randolph or Reynolds Will, which Randolph and his Will's free four of his slaves. He fought their force to will. And he fought to provide free slaves with land and their support. How long do you think that lasted? How long do you think that lasted? Give them free slaves right then, land to help support themselves? I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna happen. If it did, but guess what? They still came back and took it. You're right, Tommy. You can't get out of property. But guess what? There's some of them don't want to get out of there. Because again, the system for the government, we kept them, held them down, or held them down back in our ancestor days. That's a good question. That's a good damn question. Who built these damn shit to bring so-called people from Africa, which we know everybody is not from Africa, was from Africa when they came over here. Some of us were still over here. Some of us came from somewhere else. But all of us did not come from Africa. We was here already. Hmm. That's a good question. That's a good damn question, right? Then, then they want to go here and make it look see like he's a good guy. Key is known to have publicly criticized slavery's cruelties, and a newspaper editorial said that he often volunteered to defend the downtrodden son and daughters of Africa. The editor said that Key convinced him that slavery was wrong, radically wrong. Which he was bullshit. You right, Tommy? That's kind of strange. What the ships that it came over here with? What ship that so we so conveniently can find millions and millions of years old skeletons of dinosaurs, but we can't find slave ships. How convenient. How convenient. See, a quote increasingly credited to Keys stating that free black people are a distinct and inferior race of people which all experience proves to be the greatest evil that afflicts a community is erroneous. The quote is taken from an 1838 letter that Key wrote to Reverend Benjamin Taylor, a man who had sent Key a questionnaire about the attitudes of Southern religious institutions about slavery. Rather than represent a statement by Key and define his personal thought, the words quoted are offered by Key to describe the attitudes of others who see. He asked him how he felt. That person asked Key how he felt, but he wanna deflect. Like some people won't like doing deflecting to other people, deflecting because they don't want to ask the question, deflecting, nor they finna try to think of a lie to tell. See, I'm bringing the truth this morning. Wake up, ATL. Wake up, New York. Wake up, LA. Wake up, Florida, South Carolina, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan. Wake up, people. Wake up. See, they don't want us to know about this stuff right here. I don't believe none of the bullshit. See, they want to try to make him. They want to make him seem good, a good to shoe. How can you represent two sides of the fences? The Star Spangled Banner was not meant for us, people. The Star Spangled Banner was not meant for us. Put it that way. I'm going through all of it. I'm going through all of it. I'm going through all of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Son of Amazing Grace, and everything in between. We're going to dissect it. Now I open the panel up. Now I open the panel up. So if you want to come on to speak your mind about the Star Spangled Banner, our so-called national anthem that they say home of the free, home of the brave, I still say we are not free. What land had they given to us free? I say the home of the oppressed, because they still are oppressing us. We still are oppressing ourselves in our brains. So guess what? I don't give a you know what and who watching. This is how I felt. You want to knock on my door, come knock on my door for telling folks national anthem was racist as all outdoors, because it was. See, if you didn't know no better, the national anthem was written back in 1800 something. You're right. It's time to wake up. See, they do not want to teach this, what I'm saying, in school. That's why they want to take CRT out of school, which should not be talking in school. See, this is what you can tell your children right here. You can let your kids listen to this video. We still being oppressed. We oppressed ourselves. We still got some people acting like Sambos in our community. We got some people in our community acting like a Sambo. We got some people on social media acting like a Sambo. Do you? I know. I guarantee you, there probably a few Sambos that is in my real life. I know if y'all think I know, it's not one of them. I know how many people got some Sambos in their life. Tell me, we are our own worst enemy. We helping them try to get rid of us. We are our own worst enemy. We're our own worst enemy. So guess what? We are who we are. We all got some Sambo in our life that need to wake up to see what they doing. They doing for their massa. We all got some Sambos in their life. They're telling on us. We all got some Sambos in our life. You know right quick, Brian. We all got some Sambos that is in our life that we want to get rid of. We all got some Sambos that want to talk about us. We all see some of these Sambos that go around here messing with women who are these queens that's not doing nothing to them are Sambos. You go around messing with another king who not messing with you is Sambos. See, not only we fight against the other side of the spectrum, the other side of equality, the other side of economic equality, the other side of oppression, the other side of property, the other side of the mental anguish, the mental health issues. Not only fighting economically, we also fighting to be free. And guess what? We're doing their job for them. See, it's at the home of the brave, home of the braves, the land of the free. When are we free? We some of us still not free in our head. We still being oppressed. They still got their foot on our neck. Of course, they have over 400 years head start. But guess what? These symbols helping them keep their foot on our neck. And guess what? These symbols got their foot on our neck too. But little they know, the person that they helping with their foot on our neck, he got the foot on their damn neck. Stop me if I'm wrong. Stop me if I'm wrong.
You're telling the truth, big bro. You're telling the truth.
See, they don't want this to come out. See, I told you I'm gonna bring this, did I told you I'm gonna bring the heat this morning?
You did, bro. You did.
See, I'm bringing the heat this morning is because this needs to be talked about. Why is that stanza not published? Go look in any kind of music book. Go look at any kind of song. See, you had to go online to find it. That was not made for. We still being oppressed. See, hey Brian, do what I want you to do. I want to go. I'm finna mute my mic. I'm finna mute my mic. And get what? You go ahead and get it all off your chest. What you think about it? Go get it all off. Cause I'm gonna mute my mic. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, good morning, chat. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? God bless you. God bless you. I hope y'all doing well this morning. I'm on my way to, I'm working right now, but man, let me say a couple of words. What D2 said is true. If we are the land of the free and the home of the brave, why we can't speak our own mind and call them out on the bullshit? Why we can't call them out? If we so free, why we suffering like we are? Why we not sticking together like we are? Like, if somebody, like, let's just say a politician get out of line, we call them out. Guess what they do to us? They lock us up. They say, oh, you can't say that. Where's our freedom of speech? Everybody said, right? Our freedom of speech. When we stand our ground, it's like we get called out for it. What happened to freedom of speech? What happened to all that? What happened? What about our soldiers who lived and died for this country? D2 is one of them. Black, Miss Queen Regina, all of them, veterans, fought for this country. My grandfather, my dad, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, they fought for this country. Where the respect? From all the behind the scenes, the politics talk behind the scenes, behind desks, while my people, my brothers, all, I ain't saying all blacks, whites, it don't matter what race, they died for this country. And the people that are doing all the running their mouth are the ones that are behind the desk. Instead of going out there defending your country as well. What happened to all that? And then when they die, they get a 10-gun salute. That's cool. It's good. But we all need that respect for our country. We can't be living in fear in this country. If we were all about the land of the free and the home of the brave, man, we gotta practice what y'all preach. Like the late great Barry Wright to say, practice what you preach. have our own freedom of speech. If y'all so care about this country, protect the kids, man. Protect the elderly. Protect everybody. If y'all really about that. A lot of folks out here struggling in this country. I love my country, America. What y'all say, please act like it. Act like we care. Act like what y'all say on these nationals and these animals. National animals, all that. Because people are seeing it. And a lot of people are kind of scared of speaking their opinion. I talk this to my people all the time. What happened to Long Island Freeman Home on the Brave? And we call shit out. We get blasted for it. Be true, man. You said a mouthful, bro. If you're about this, man, let's please act like it. God bless, bro. God bless y'all, panel. I'm finna mute my mic and let D2 have his flow back.
Respect to Nita Sweet, don't care how you feeling this morning, sweetheart. How you feeling? How you feeling this morning? You feeling a little better? Like I said, you can go back and watch my replay from last night. I played some smooth jazz and they the top 15. They said the top 15 best R&B song of all time last night, and I played some jazz afterwards. It should relax you a little bit. This is what I'm finna do right now. This is what I'm finna do. This is what I'm finna do right now. For everybody out there, I'm about to play the national anthem with all the words to it. You tell me that verse.
Before you do that, bro, before you do that, man, I'm gonna drop back on the chat, bro.
All right.
All right, bro. That's all I had to say, man.
Yeah, I know you had something to say about it. I know you had something to say about it. Hey, this is what it's for. This is Wake Up ATL. Get it out your chest.
Yeah, wake up Alabama. Wake up Mississippi.
We know how it is.
Yeah. Let you go ahead and preach. Keep on telling the truth, man. I'm gonna jump back in the chair with these lovely people. God bless you, bro. Keep speaking the truth, man. Keep speaking the truth, bro.
I'm gonna keep speaking the truth.
God bless you, big bro.
You too. I'm finding it. I'm finding what has been saying so often. That no, that ain't it. That ain't that I'm saying. Let me get my thing to hook it up. Let me get my thing to hook it up. Okay, hold on. Give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes. I'm trying to find the right one. I'm trying to find the right one, people. I'm trying to find the right one. I'm trying to find the right one. So when it is being sung, here you go. Then I'm doing great this morning. I'm doing great. Then I want y'all to tell me where's that verse that I had recited. Where's that verse I had recited? Listen.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we marched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rock is
Okay. Where in that did y'all hear what I had recited? That other verse. Did y'all hear that other verse in that song, in that national anthem? That we as I'm call us uninformed people that we used to sing. Is it in that? Is that verse in there? If you heard that verse in there, let me get a warning shot if you heard that verse in there. And he said, "Home of the brave, land of the free." The land of the free is the other lighter skin tone folks that think they better than us. Land of the free, right? They don't want free. We're not free. There are some of us are brave. Some of us are scared because they want us to be scared. Why should we be scared? Because they say so. See, we oppress ourselves too. Some of us, some of the people are being a Sambo. Some of us being a Sambo is dangerous. Okay. Here's here is what Sambo is. Sambo is a derogatory label for a person of African descent in English language. Historically, it is a name of African or American English derived from a Spanish term for a person of African and Native American ancestry. What is the meaning of the word Sambo? Slang Arabic and taboo word for a black person, once used as a term of address, and the offspring of a black person and a member of another race are be safe, be safe. You're right. He didn't the higher power didn't tell us to have fear. But guess what? Us melanated people feel every some of us take each other out. Be safe, drive safely, get home safely. See, Sambo, which they you remember what I said, a Sambo is a turncoat. You hit on the head. You're right. Thomas said that too, Anita Sweet. He said that too. See, we fear what we put this way, people of another nationality, race, ethnic group, economic powers that's not our skin tone, fear they are known. That fear our kids know the truth. That fear us get a knowledge and growing in knowledge. They fear us, all us in our community, in our black community, come together as one. But you always gonna have that Sambo who's gonna turn it back on their own community. See, that's the problem. We got all symbols in our life. Not just other skin tone, but our own skin tone. See, I leaving that part out of the national anthem. It's kind of skewing what the national anthem really is about. See, oh say can you see by the dawn's early light. Dawn's early light. Okay, that's kind of cool right there. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. But it don't explain it all. They don't explain it all. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what's a problem we hailed at the twilight last gleaming? Who's the we? The we wasn't us. The we wasn't melanated people. The we wasn't black folks when he said that, when he wrote that. Who brought stripes and bright stars through the peerless fight? Some of us probably did carry the flag during back then. Some that will help the British. Some that will help other folk fight for their freedom. See, some of these white folk, I'm gonna tell you what happens. I'm gonna give you a little history. See, the Caucasian came from Britain because they wanted to be free. So they came over to this land. Then they fought the British to be free. But once they were free, they had to have the natives of this land. They helped navigate this land because they didn't know nothing about this land. They had all the guns. So they started enslaving humans to do their work on their land. And took they stole the land that was naturally the Native American that was already over here. They stole the land. They stole the land. They were like, oh, if the Arab does it, enslaved people, melanated people, their own people, we could do it too over here. Let's take that knowledge and use it over here. And they did. See, they know, the Caucasian know that their ancestors would enslave their damn self over there in Britain, over there in the British colonies, wherever they came from. And they know what the pain was. So they decided to come over here, fight for their freedom over here in this so-called new land, which the land wasn't new because some of our ancestors were still here. They were still here. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? He wrote that, the national anthem. He didn't write it in part for us. We oppress ourselves. Some of us oppress our own kind. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up, America. My people, my community, we gotta wake up, because guess what? It is going to be a long journey, because they had a 400-year head start. Because they took what somebody else did to them and used it on us, and get what they fear. We're going to take what they used on us on them. That's their fear. The national anthem is not meant for us. It is racist to its core. And I said it. Respect we building over here. I said that. If I'm not speaking the truth, if you think I'm not speaking the truth right now, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I'm not speaking the truth, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I'm speaking the truth, and this truth is hurting some people, if you think I'm speaking the truth, and you think some people is not going to like it, and you think I'm speaking the truth, and some people that going to like what I'm saying, is it going to like me? Or you that speaking up in the chat? Put a 2 in the chat. Respect, Flip. Respect. I'm speaking the truth today, folks. I'm speaking the truth today. See, I told you I'm going to go where I'm going to go with it for 2 weeks. I will wait for this day. I will wait for this day to come. You right, Tommy. You are right. You're right, Tommy. America is more like a business than a culture. Every nationality comes here to make money. Yeah, they come here to make money. But the people here that try to do what they want to do, some be successful at it. But they don't only gonna let you get successful. They're gonna let you get big like a corporation. They're gonna let you get big like a corporation because they're scared of the power that we possess. And Thomas says America is owned by GB. And here's number 3 we building. Here's number 3. Oh, people gonna get mad for what I'm gonna be talking about, what I'm gonna be bringing. They don't want to teach to read a CRT in school because they try to ban it all together when it's not taught. Number 3, who think when I get through talking about all the stuff I'm talking about, I'm gonna have more haters, more people that's not gonna like me, other people from other nationality, even some of our own people. That's number 3 that we've been on here. Yeah, it's also about the haves and have nots. Sometimes the haves. Okay, let's take this for instance. Okay, this Caucasian business owner does a certain thing. He got money, he got power, whatever, and this melanated brother or sister got a business, got notoriety, got power, got money. He does the same thing the Caucasian does. Who will get off? Who will get off? That we all supposed to be created equal? That we all supposed to be free? That we all supposed to be free of oppression, abandonment? And we all should be. Then we all should be have a chance. We all have a chance to make money. But guess what? I'm telling you who would get the worst of that end of the deal. Is our melanated brothers and sisters who got money, who got power. They will fall. Because guess what? They wasn't following in line. They weren't following the strip. Right, we built it. But we ain't talking about China now. We're gonna get to that. Believe me, we're gonna get to that part. We're gonna get to that part. We built it up to it. We built it up to it. This is a question I got. Number one, is the national anthem racist? Put a one in the chat. You think the national anthem is racist. Number two, put a two in the chat if you think the national anthem is not racist. Number three, you're undecided. Number four, put a four in the chat, maybe. You got four options. Is the national anthem racist? Is the national anthem? I'm rephrasing the question. Is the national anthem made for us? If you think the national anthem made for us, put a one in the chat. If you think the national anthem is made for us as melanated kings and queens, is that national anthem made for us? Put a one in the chat if it is. Put a two if it's not. Put a three. You're not sure. Put a four in the chat if it may be. And tell me, it don't matter who's on America right now, right? It could be China, it could be Great Britain, it could be the United Kingdom. We don't. It really doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter. Cause some of us over here in this country, in our own community, stabbing each other in the back. They talk about home of the brave. We are oppressed. Some of us are oppressed in our mind because we don't know the. Some of us don't know the truth. We are oppressed ourselves and our family at home because some of us are frustrated of what's going on and don't know how to relieve that stress and that pressure. It's hard to be a melanated king in this country. It's hard, even hard to be a melanated black sister, king, queen in this country. Because you don't only get it from one side, you get it from our own community. They always want to call our queens an angry black woman. See, I'm an angry black man because way we are getting treated, way we treat ourselves in our community. But the Star Spangled Banner supposed to make it all good. Nationality supposed to make it all good. The one that wrote it owned slaves. Then he want to play both sides of the fences. Want to represent slaves, but yet also want to represent people of runaway slaves, slave owners. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? See, we as people got to wake up to what's going on around us. See, now I don't even put my heart on my chest or stand up for the national anthem no more. You're right, B. Bennett. I know what you meant when you said that. I know what you meant when you said it. That's what I said. That's why I gave that example. If a black man or a black woman does that, okay, he has money or she has money or not, who will get prosecuted first? The Caucasian or the black man? The Caucasian woman or the black woman? Who will get prosecuted first? Who will get sent down the river? See, this is a good debate we got going on here, right? We're talking about the national anthem. Was that written for us? Well, anything that any laws written for us, and they said we are the most property written community. They said we are the most people on government assistance. Now the Supreme Court want to try to cut out affirmative action for people that are going to college. See, they don't want us to know the truth. That's why they try to cut all this stuff out. They don't want y'all to know the truth. They don't want y'all kids to know the truth. They want our children to know the truth. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little 5-minute break. Sit back and relax to this. What I'm finna play here. It's gonna be the bedroom, bed relaxation time here. Let's get our minds cleared for what's gonna come next. Here we go. Yeah, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. We have to take a little intermission right quick. Take a little breather. We have to take a little breather right there. Okay, we are back. Let's get this show back on the road. Respect to Armando Black coming here. Respect to Armando Black TV. My brother for another mother. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna reach this. I'm gonna reach this up right quick. We're gonna get back on this right here. Why do we? I want to see what y'all say about this. Why do we only see the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner? What is the reason why we only see the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner? Why? Why do we only sing the first verse of the Star Spangled Banner? Why? Why do we only sing the first verse? We're gonna get to that, fellas. We build in time. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that part right there. Believe me, we gonna get to that part. There's gonna be a series of why they don't want us to teach the real history of America to our children, in which we got to teach our children the real history, our history, the real history of America. It says keys after gain popularity over time, particularly among post-Reconstruction white Southerners and the military in the early 20th century. All but the first verse was cut, not for their racism, but for their anti-British bent. What they said it was cut, not for racism. Let that sink in. Not cut for racism. But they talk about celebrating doing something to slaves. And the one that wrote the verse was a slave owner. That wrote the song was a slave owner. Right? Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. The ugly, let me get to the time, get to the ugly reason the Star Spangled Banner didn't become our national after for a century. It's the ugly reason. It was September of 1814. The British had sacked Washington and torched the White House. The conflict became known as the War of 1812, even though it was in its third year. See, that's another lie. It was the war of 1809, not 1812, because the war was in the third year. Okay, it was in the third year. The British had also taken prisoners, including a popular doctor from Prince George County in Maryland. A friend of the doctor sailed on a ship, fly a truce flag to negotiate a prisoner exchange with the Royal Navy. The mission was successful. British commander agreed to free the doctor, but while on the ship, the man, a 35-year-old lawyer named Francis Scott Key, overheard plans for a surprise attack on Baltimore. He and the doctor would not be allowed to leave until the attack was over. Okay, let's keep going. That's how Key ended up witnessing the bombardment of Fort McHenry while on board a British ship. He couldn't tell from his vantage point who had won or lost, but at the dawn, he saw the American flag, 15 stars and 50 stripes at the time, still waving over the fort and was inspired to write a poem. So it was set to the tune of a existing song. That's the short version of how the Star Spangled Banner came to be. The long version. Both the song and the story of the man who wrote it reveals not only why it has become controversial now in this season of racial ridicule, football, and presidential campaigning, but why it was too controversial to become the national anthem for more than a century after it was written. It was controversial from the beginning. They still back then they didn't want it to become the national anthem for centuries, for a century. That's 10 years. That's 10 years. First, a few things to know about the war of 1812. One of the main issues was the British practice of impressment, the forced conscription of American sailors to fight for the Royal Navy. Plus, the British promised refuge to any enslaved black people who escaped their slavers, raising fears among white Americans of a large-scale revolt. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. Plus, the British promised a refuge to any enslaved black people who escaped their enslavers, raising fear among white America of a large-scale revolt. That's what they are scared of, people. We got to rise up and revolt and speak our truth. Stand up for the truth and justice for our people in our community. That's what they're scared of. You're right. We're gonna get to the pledge of allegiance too. They coming. Hey, they coming. That might come this afternoon, and it might come tomorrow morning, but it's coming. The final publication was that men who escaped their bounds or slavery were welcome to join the British Corps of Colonel Marines in exchange for land after their service. As many as 4,000 people, mostly from Virginia and Maryland, escaped. It is important to know these things because the Star Spangled Banner, originally called the Defense of Fort McHenry, had more than one verse. The second half of the third verse ends like this: "No referee could say the hurler is slave." What it mean? What do that mean? You can't say the hurling and the slave. They're talking about our ancestors. For the terror of flight or the gloom of grave. See, they saying that our ancestors who went to help the British and who escaped in slavery and fought with the British, we're going to have more terror come upon them. Right? They keep reading. These lyrics are clear in reference to the Colonel Marines. According to Jefferson, Moreland, after a snowstorm in August, Washington City, Francis Scott Key and the Forgotten Race Riot of 1835. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about the Forgotten Race Riot, 1835. They are clearly meant to scorn and threaten the African American who took the British up on their offer. He wrote in a recent essay for the Washington Post. He surely knew about the Colonel Marine. It's even possible he saw them among the contingent of British ships that sailed into Baltimore Harbor. See, here's a person who disagrees with it. But his first name is Mark. In 2016, he told the New York Times the reference to slavery is about the use and, in some sense, the manipulation of Black Americans to fight for the British. With the promise of freedom, he also noted that Black people fought on the American side of the war as well. Whether manipulation or not, the British kept their word to colonel Marines after the war, refusing the United States demand that they be returned and provide them land in Trinidad Tobago to resettle with their families. Their descendant called Merikins, I can't pronounce that, still live there today. The British kept their word. British kept their word. Are these Caucasian keeping their word today? No, they're not. They're not keeping their word. Here we go. Let's keep reading. Even if these lyrics aren't meant to be explicit racist, Key clearly was. He descended from a wealthy plantation family and enslaved people. He spoke of black people as a distinct and inferior race and supported its propagated the enslaved only if they were immediately shipped to Africa according to Moreland. See, he was a slave owner. I want to ask this question. He said his free slave that he had he just sent his slave back to Africa. Majority of the slaves did not come from Africa. Like Marilyn Johnson said, Tubman said, we builders said, everybody said, what the ship that the slaves came in on? What the ships at in the museum where the slave came in on? What the chain, they had chained to the ship bow, whatever they was chained to, where they at? And none had been found. So all slaves didn't come from Africa. We was already here. As some of our ancestors was already here. During Andrew Jackson's administration, Key served as the district attorney for the Washington, D.C., where he spent much of his time shoring up his slavers' power. See, there you go again. Who think the national anthem or the Star Spangled Banner was meant for us? It wasn't meant for us. It was speaking to the slave owners. It was speaking to the slave owner. He strictly enforced slave laws and prosecuted abolitionists who passed out pamphlet marking his judiciary as the land of the free, home of the oppressed. We still live at the home of the oppressed. We still are. We're still at the home of the oppressed. We're still at the home of the oppressed. Right? Let's keep going. This is what Keys also did right here. He also influenced Jackson to appoint his brother-in-law Chief Justice of the United States. You may have heard of him. Roger B. Taney is in favor for writing the Dred Scott decision that the decreed black people had no rights which the white man was bound to respect. Listen to that. He wrote the decree that black people had no rights. Had no rights. Had no rights. Do we still have rights today? Do we have rights today? Do we have right to freedom? Do we have right to say what we want to say? Do we have right to go where we want to go? Do we have rights to bear arms? Do we have rights today? See, you got a whole lot of male Karens, a different skin tone than ours, question our legitimacy. I always want to see our slave paper, our rights paper. What you doing here? Papers. You don't live here, papers. Where you going? You can't walk here, papers. They always want to see some kind of papers. Then let's get on the cop. See, when a black man has a gun, or a black woman has a gun, they think it is stolen. Or we got it from somebody else. They think we can't have no right to bear arms. So what the uproar about the NRA for black man, black woman carrying a gun and using it to protect yourself and protecting him or herself. What the uproar about that? Respect, Queen Regina. What a respect. Where is the freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of your rights in the United States. See, they want to talk about, see, that says black men and women had no rights. Black men and women today still have no rights. Who believe we still have no rights? If you believe we still have no black men and black women still have no rights in this country, say you know them, right? Put a 1 in the chat. I'll throw some flames in the chat. We have no rights today. We have no kind of freedom today. We are being oppressed today. We are being oppressed by our own people in our own community. We have no rights in our own community because of the people that are oppressing us in our own community, our own people, just like us, the skin tones like us. We have no rights. We are not free. We are not free. Tell you why we're not free. I'm gonna go back to the story I told Wednesday night. Story I told Wednesday night about the woman in Florida, about this kid, boy, who lost his way to going to school, about this young man who went to the wrong house, thought his brother was there just to get his brother. Where they rights at? Where they rights at? Woman goes confront another woman because she hit her child with an iPad because she didn't want the kids playing on some land that wasn't hers. She shot her through the door because she wanted to say fear for life. Then the prosecution down there don't want to press charges. Then you got this one kid go knock on the door because he missed school, but he's trying to follow the school bus path to school. And the white man will come out the door with a shotgun, shoot at him. Then this young man goes to the door, knocks on the door, looking for his brothers to take him home. And got shot. You know what them three have in common? Them three have in common? It took a public outcry to get charges put on them, get them arrested. I'm gonna give you another example. This black man with his Caucasian girlfriend. She stabs him and kills him. She don't go to jail that night. She don't go to jail that night. Then another video surfaced where she pushing and everything on him. He's not doing that to her. Finally, they arrest her. Now let the roles be reversed. There's no freedom in the net. We want to have no freedom to go home, relax, don't have to worry about nothing. We've been sitting in a jail cell. We've been prosecuted to the higher of prosecution. Then this man gets free out of jail for after the 27 to 30 years in jail, in prison, for a crime he didn't commit. Cause a man got mad because his ex-girlfriend was with him. And still got to fight the case. What a freedom. They're oppressing. That man, and the man that told the authority that the guy that would date his ex-girlfriend was a Sambo. He oppressed that man for dating his ex-girlfriend. With the bro, if all of them in them scenario if all the roles was reversed, the black woman, the black man, the black man would all be locked up immediately. Wouldn't have a chance to come home or stay home, as to per se. We are being oppressed by our own community. We are being oppressed by other community. We are being oppressed to ourselves because we don't have an open mind. We don't have our eyes open. We are not, some of us not woke to the truth. We got to get woke to the truth. You're right, Tommy. We have one right. We have one right, the right to remain silent. Tell me, but you know sometimes when we remain silent, the people that oppress us, even in our own community, they always say, because our silence don't speak nothing. It speak volume. They say our silence is say that we are guilty. Our silence is our guilty plea of sorts. We got to speak out, fellas. We got to speak out, people. When we gonna start speaking out? When we gonna start standing up for what's right? See, we get on this all these social media network, talk about idiotic stuff, talk about each other. We get on this social media outlet, and I'm talking about if the shoe fit, wear this one. Wear this one. See, some of our same skin tone folks are dumb and stupid as hell when it comes to what really is going on. See, some people attack women, some people attack men on social media. For what reason? For their own glorification. But in real life, their life sucks because they make their life suck. But they want to oppress and talk down to some other folks that made it is trying to make it out. It's a struggle. It's a damn struggle. You're right, Tommy. That was basically telling us to shut the hell up. They were basically telling us to shut up, don't speak up. If you have any influence in this country or America, they will lock you away or kill you. Okay. I take that. Guess what? Lock me up. You can kill me. You kill me, I'm gonna be a martyr. Then you're gonna have more people standing up for us in our community who really care about our community. Lock me up. Guess what? I'm still gonna be a martyr because you locked me up for speaking the truth about the so-called nationality which the nationality is racist, which is don't speak about us. It don't speak about us. Okay, I'm not through reading yet. The statue of standing at a school named after Key had been recent such a scrutiny during the protest following the police killing of George Floyd. That's what I'm talking about. Give me freedom, give me death. What I'm talking about, freedom of my mind, the freedom to do what I want do what I want. Freedom of speak my mind. Freedom of clear my mind to see what's really right and wrong with this country. Freedom of clear my mind and knowing what's going on in this country. Freedom of my mind knowing what's going on in my community. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Although the Star Spangled Banner and all of its versions were immediately famous, key over it, racism prevented it from becoming a national anthem while he was alive. There was no official anthem, and many people chose to sing other songs like "My Country Tis Today." Key after game, well, we already read that. The United Kingdom was by then an ally. Okay. After the misery of World War One, the lyrics were again controversial for their violence. Both groups, like the United Daughters of the Confederacy, fought back, pushing for the song to be made the official national anthem in 1931. President Herbert Hoover made it so. The evolution of the banner from popular song to official national anthem was a neo-Confederate political victory. It was celebrated as such when supporters threw a victory parade in Baltimore in June 1931. The march was led by a color guard hoisting the Confederate flag. It was neo-Confederate political victory. It was celebrated. It was celebrated. The march was led by a color guard hoisting the Confederate flag. I'm glad you made it home, Melody Johnson. I'm glad you made it home safely. You've been listening all the way home, haven't you? Let that sink in. It was hosting by hosting the they were hosting the Confederate flag. Okay. We're gonna get to the Pledge of Allegiance too. We're gonna talk a whole bunch about a whole bunch of things in the near future. What's going on? People gotta start waking up. We gotta wake up. We gotta start doing our own thing. We gotta start coming together to fight what's going on in this country because our sisters they are not getting the respect they should be getting. Our brothers not getting the help they need to get help with. All this stuff was not made for us. It wasn't written for us. It never was written for us. Look when it was written. And look how it was written. Look what they had hid from us. Especially with the national anthem, which was a poem. It wasn't made for us. You know what the meat of the problem is, Brian? Tommy, Melody, Armando, and everybody else that in the chat who's gonna watch this replay. You know what the meat of the problem is? Us. We got to wake up. It's us. We doing it to ourselves, oppressing ourselves, and get what these sambos out here running around telling on us because we want to do better and help other people to do better. These sambos going at women on these social media sites because they don't have nothing better going for themselves. But yet we want to bring the other side for what we're going through. But we're going through it because we allow it to happen. We got to put our pants on Put it away. These people of other skin tone put the pants on the same way we do, one leg at a time. These people that we blame that has some parts of to be part of the blame do the same thing. When we go take a we shit out of one hole. We all do. We might come in all shape, all kind of forms, shape, and sizes, but we all got to wake up. We all blind to the fact. We got our eyes open, but we don't have our eyes open to see the real truth that's going on here. They want us gone. They want us to go back where we came from. Guess what? Some of us came from this country. Some of us, our ancestors came from this country. Majority of us didn't come from Africa. Majority of us didn't come from Africa. We was already here, my people. We got to wake up. Not smell the coffee. We got to wake up and see what's really going on, right? What's right before our eyes. We got all the opportunities in this world to make it. But guess what? They only going to let us make it so far in this country. Then they think we want to, if we want to make it any bigger, they want us to kiss ass, not to say nothing, stay quiet, just make the money. I tell you like this, I'd rather be broke than knowing the truth and speaking out against all kind of negative stuff that our ancestors went through, that some of us going through in our heads. I'd rather be locked up if I can't speak my truth. I ask you today, would you rather be locked up for speaking the truth, knowing your truth, or would you rather be rich and overlooking the truth and the fact of what really going on? Which one would you rather be? Would you rather be killed and locked up for stand? If you want to be killed, locked up for speaking the truth, speaking your mind, try to teach and educate about what's really going on in these schools, going on in these business, going on in our community. No matter who they're, black, white, green, purple, it don't matter what color their skin color is, you think they're oppressed. Would you rather be locked up and killed for speaking up and speaking out and speaking the truth? Put a one in the chat. We are melanin. We are indigenous of this country or this land. Would you rather be locked up? Would you like to be locked up or killed for speaking the truth and making people see the truth? Letting people teach their kids the truth about what's really going on. If you rather be killed and locked up for speaking out your mind, speaking the truth, what's going on in the country, no matter who looking, who watching. If you rather be locked up for knowing your truth, knowing your worth, knowing the truth about where you came from, no matter where you come from. If you believe in yourself, all the things I just said just now, put a one in the chat. If you're ready to stand up and fight for what's right. If you're scared to fight back and say, hey, this isn't my battle. I'm not going to get locked up for nobody. I'm not going to get locked up for my kids or nothing like that. I'm not. If you want to be part of the oppressors, if I'm talking to all skin tones now. If you want to be part of the oppressor, if you want to be a Sambo, put a two in the chat. If you want to be a Sambo, put a damn one in the chat so I would know who not to trust and not come see. So majority of people not going to put a two in the chat because they don't want people to know who they really are, how they really thinking, how their attitude is. You right, Tommy. You right about that. Tommy made a good point. I'll put a comment up there and read it for you. If everyone in America had to go back to their country, we would be the only ones left here, the Black Americans. Who agree with that? I totally agree with it. 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 Who else agree with it? Brown Robinson. I ain't calling them snakes no more. I call them Sambos. They call them Sambos from now on. See, Sambo backstab Uncle Tom. I told you I was coming. Hey, when I was on my note, when I did my other show, I told you I would come with this. I'll come to smoke. I want to smoke from anybody that disagree with me. That go and watch the replay who disagree with me. I will set up a panel, drop the link for you. If you disagree with me, you come on here to debate me. You come on here to debate me. And tell me why you think the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, isn't racist. We can all agree. We can all agree. Is or isn't the national anthem racist if you listen to the whole song? Do you believe it is? Or you're not sure? Because remember, the person that wrote this poem, which it turned into a national anthem, which was the Star Spangled Banner, was a slave owner. Was a slave owner. But guess what? It's more to come after this right here. There's more to come. Because guess where we're going? Either the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. That's where we're going after this. After I might do another one. I might do another show after this one. And the third show going to be the fun show tonight. I might do it about the Bill of Rights tonight. This afternoon. Then I might do it about the Constitution. I don't know which one to start with. Which one y'all want me to break down next? The Constitution or the Bill of Rights? Which one you want me to break down? The Bill of Rights or the Constitution next? I want to hear from y'all. Which one y'all want to hear next? Well, we're going to hear about all of them. Then when I break all of them down one by one, like the Bill of Rights on one show, the Constitution on one show, Amazing Grace and other things on one show. Then I'm gonna have one big show where I'm put all of them together so y'all can see the big picture of it. All right, Tommy. Which one you want? Which one of these two you want me to break down first? First, Tommy said the Constitution. Who else agree with Tommy about the Constitution? Would you want me to break that down next? Because if nobody else says nobody says the Bill of Rights, I'm going with the Constitution. I know you meant the Constitution, bro. I know. Okay, I'm gonna break down the Constitution is the winner. The Constitution is the winner. I want to ask this question today. What did y'all learn about the Star Spangled Banner and that verse today? What did y'all learn about the Star Spangled Banner / the national anthem today? What did y'all learn this morning about that? What did y'all learn about the so-called national anthem today? Do y'all feel like the national anthem is racist? It's a racist national anthem. How many of y'all gonna stand up for the national anthem now? How many of y'all gonna take your hats off and put your hand on your heart now? That you know that the national anthem ain't nothing but a fraud, is a front. Which was a poem written by Francis Scott Keys, who owned slaves. You're right, Melody Johnson, and we're gonna get to that. And I'm hoping when I come on later, I ain't talking about tonight. I ain't talking about later. I'm coming on later tonight, but we're gonna have some fun later tonight. We're gonna sit back and relax, clear our mind out. I just got one question. I got one question. Just for the whole chat and everybody who on replay. Are we truly free of do we truly, let me rephrase, do we truly have the freedom to do what we want, say what we want in this on this land that we live on? Are we truly free? Are we truly free? Are we truly free? Are we truly free out here? I got one nope. Anybody else agree with her? I said no. That's two no's. That's three. That's three of them. Let me ask another question. Are we still being oppressed? Are we still being oppressed? Are we going to stand by and let our kids grow without this knowledge? We got one. I got one yes on that question. Are we still oppressed? Are we still oppressed? Are we still treated like non-humans? I got another question after that one. Will we ever rise up and start helping one another? Are we gonna start helping out each other when we need a helping hand? That's a yes or no. Are we gonna start opening our eyes our mind and closing our mouths to start thinking for ourselves. Some of us need to start thinking for ourselves. That's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna get to, Melanie. When are these people that in our community that got the same skin tone at us going to stop being Sambo and stop our being oppressive to our community? You're right. That herd needs to be thinning, but guess what? You know how you thin the herd? You need to sit back and drop some knowledge on them. See, I know y'all love me bringing this kind of stuff. Yeah, I know I can roast. Yes, I know I can do that. But I like bringing educational stuff so we can open our mind up, start thinking, start reading. You're right. We never rise up. We never gonna get ahead. We always gonna be at we what some people are always gonna be where they at. That's some great people, good people in other race. But thing is, in our community, we don't want to backstab each other. And like Mary Johnson said, 1/3 of a human. The Bible said they don't treat us like humans; they treat us like animals. They treat us like animals. They treat us like animals. Well, I'm about to get ready to get out of here. Been a 2-hour live. If anybody got anything to say before I leave, you can hit the pedal and say it and get it off your chest. Say it to get out your chest about the subject. I don't mind. I do not mind. Anything in, I do not know what time this afternoon I'm coming back live, but I will be back live with the breakdown of the Constitution. And it will be a open panel. Great job, Melanie. Great job. And that what we got to do with our children, which we gotta instill that in them, and they gotta keep and your to your granddaughters. And guess what? Because your kids gotta keep instilling that into them. I want to ask this one question to all the adults in the house that have kids. Would you have sat down and listened to me speak with your children? Would you sat down with your kids? Your children ain't gonna call them kids. If you sat down with your children, would you let your children listen to me while sitting next to you? That's for all the adults. Because school sure ain't gonna give them the truth. Some parents ain't gonna give them the truth. The streets not gonna give them the truth. Would you be sitting down right now with your kids next to you, listen to what I got have to say about the Star Spangled Banner and the national anthem? Would you? Yeah, you tell me you know I'll be over there. Know I'll be over there. They tell me this afternoon. I want to see you back over here for the Constitution talk too. I got a question. I got another question. I got another question. Did we learn anything today? Did we learn anything today? If you learned something today, put flames in the air. Did I lie about anything? Did anybody take any lies with that I said? Did I tell the truth? You already know. I'm laid back and cool. But because our people, our community, I'm passionate about it. But I want to answer this question right here to everybody that's in the chat. See, I bring fire, I bring the truth, I educate. We all learning something. See, I wish everybody ever don't have open mind, open heart, that know their stuff. We are. Tell me, you heard me say this before. We building. You heard me say this before. Melly Johnson, Brian Robinson, everybody who in this chat know me from my channel and other places. Know I speak nothing but truth, and I'm passionate about the truth. And y'all know I don't care who like it, and don't like it. Would you? I'm talking to everybody. Would you? I need to answer this question. Sit down with your children, watch my show. Sit down with your children to watch my show together. Would you do that? Would you do that? Would you have your children or grandchildren down next to you while listening to my show and educated on these matters? Yes or no? That's one. That should be everybody in the chat would would love to sit down with their children and listen to what I got to say about what's going on in this world to educate. Because guess what? They show the hell they're going to teach that. I guarantee they ain't teach that in school. They show them teach that in my school about that verse of the Star Spangled Banner / the national anthem. That's just little what I gave you what I gave y'all to y'all this morning. It's just a little piece of that rock that I'm building right now. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, the night, Melanie, we're gonna have some fun tonight too. We're gonna do trivia night too. Hey, Melanie, you gonna have your granddaughter with you? This is what I want to do tonight. They want to do tonight. They want to do tonight. Everybody that's in here, if you got kids, grandchildren, if you were able to get them tonight and keep it tonight, I'm going to do a kid. I want to do a kids trivia question night. Your grandchildren got to answer the questions. They're gonna be easy question. They gotta get the answers to you, and you got to either type in the chat or come on the panel and give the answer for your grandchildren or your children. That's the night, or it could be tomorrow night. You are you on the East Coast or the West Coast? Because you know I love to have fun. I like to take take people down memory lane and relax a little bit. So we're gonna do trivia night tonight. Have your have your children, your grandchildren in there with you. Oh, you're on Central, okay. If I say 8 or 9 Eastern, that'd be 7 or 8 Central. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. Watch for set your notification when I get ready to set up the next one for that next live, and I'm gonna be breaking down. I'm gonna be breaking down the Constitution next. Oh boy, I'm gonna make some government mad. You know I'm gonna make some government mad. You know I make people mad. I don't care. When you speak the truth, you make everybody's not gonna be happy. You right, we building. You're right. I'm putting we building comment up here. People don't have a out mind and open heart unless it benefit them. God's greatest gift to us is to give to others without wanting in return. You right about that. We building. We are some greedy people, especially in our own community. Just look out for the notification, cause I'm gonna be doing a breakdown of the Constitution this afternoon, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'd like to thank everybody that came off in here. Everybody. Brian Robinson, Pam M, Melody Johnson, Tommy, Realist One, Armando Black TV. I gotta go, but I gotta go back. I gotta go back up the list. Who else? Who else was here? Who else was here? I said we built it already. Respect flip. Like they flip Anita Sweet. Kenyon 28. Cupid. I said Realist One. Hotel Motel. Jerry Spears. I'll see you later. Bunny. Kinley. Shawana Williams, too big for skinny jeans. I thank y'all for joining me today. Thank you for joining me today. All right, Melon. I hope you will be up when I go live this afternoon. I don't know what time, but if you're not up, I hope you catch the replay because it's gonna be on the Constitution and it's gonna be good. Then with a GOODT, good, as somebody would say. But we're gonna be good tonight. It's gonna be good this afternoon, and it's gonna be great tonight. Cause we're gonna have some fun tonight, little music, little laugh, little trivia, and hopefully y'all will join me. You're right, rebuilding. You're right. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and break down the holidays too. I'm finna make some people mad. I'm gonna make some people mad. You know how I do. I like to send my shout out to 20 Nation, Now River. I'm on the Black TV, 20 years Spencer L, Jerry Spears, Alpha Buckeye, Thug Life Manny, Jenny Velez, Pam M. Who else? 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 Trying to think somebody else at 20 Nation. Angelica. By respect to Queen Virginia. Uh, respect to the Nile River. Respect to Shout out to Queen EJ Fuzzcat. Shout out to Diamond Shooter slash Kitty. Shout out to Shakira. Shout out to Monique Hill, my Cali sister. Shout out to Wax AP. Shout out to NY Smoke. Shout out to Chill Wheel, Fatty At, Cuba, Black to the P, Mac Mean, the whole Nile Real family, the whole Nile River family. Respect. I love each and every last one of you. I thank you for joining me today. But join me this afternoon because I'm going to break down the Constitution. Ooh, it's gonna be good. Who gonna be there for that? Who gonna be there for that show? Who gonna be there? Who gonna be there for this live? Cause it's gonna be good tonight. It's gonna be good all day long. So I'm gonna be bringing the smoke. I'm gonna be bringing the truth, and the truth hurts. That what say the truth hurts. Well, you don't want to teach it in the class, so guess what? I'm teaching it online on social media on YouTube. I love each every last one of you. As I always say love and respect yourself. Because if you don't love and respect yourself, some people get over on you with bullshit. But if you love and respect yourself, that you can see right through their bullshit. And then the second thing is make today better than it was yesterday. Okay, Brian. Okay. Love and respect yourself and make today better than it was yesterday. Peace. I'm out.